Well, at least it's not Super Mario Brothers. This video is brought to you by last week's donations from two brave heroes of the Empire. Due to their generosity over these past weeks, I have decided to confer the rank of Captain upon Matthew Nicholson and Adam Jordan. Captain Nicholson, Captain Jordan, we salute you, and thank you for your service. You are a credit to the Empire. If you would like to be part of what we're doing here, donate to our PayPal today, so we can continue to bring you weekly videos and become a hero of the Empire. What do you get when the producer of Conan the Barbarian and writer of Judge Dredd decide to adapt one of the most influential video games of all time for the big screen? You get the live-action Saturday morning cartoon that is Street Fighter. Released on December 23rd, 1994 by Universal Pictures, the directorial debut of Steven de Souza, who penned action classics like Die Hard 1 and 2, 48 Hours, and Commando. Inspired by classic World War II films and the camp of the Bond franchise, de Souza, who spent many hours playing Street Fighter with his teenage son, wanted the film to have a light, fun tone, maintaining excitement while downplaying the more graphic violence and language of his usual projects, making Street Fighter something akin to baby's first action movie, if you will. Production began on May 30th, 1994 in Bangkok, Thailand, on a budget of $35 million, and later moved to Warner Roadshow Movie World Studios in Queensland, where a massive 4-acre set of Cambodian ruins were constructed in polystyrene in the Australian rainforest. Our story begins at breakneck speed as M. Bison kidnaps 63 Allied relief workers and holds them for ransom of $20 billion to fund his quest for world domination. Bison is played to megalomaniacal perfection by the late great Raul Julia, who accepted the role since his children were fans of the game. To prepare for the film, Julia studied the characteristics of Benito Mussolini, Joseph Stalin, and Pablo Escobar, while also infusing his character with the grandiose Shakespearean tone of Richard III. President of Capcom, Kenzo Suzumura, decided to co-finance the film so they could have complete creative control over the project. They sought international action star Jean-Claude Van Damme for the lead role of Colonel Guile. Interestingly, the big screen adaptation of Street Fighter's biggest rival, Mortal Kombat, wanted the Belgian beefcake for the role of Johnny Cage, and the fight was on. But Capcom delivered a flawless victory, beguiling Van Damme with $8 million, because in this battle, money is the name of the game. Back to the movie. Bison's evil knows no bounds, it seems, turning Guile's friend Blanca into Lou Ferrigno by forcing him to watch The Last Jedi over and over again, while pumping him full of steroids and leftover mutagen from The Secret of the Ooze. And I gotta say, between his cape, leather suit, and habit of picking people up by their throat, I like this guy's style. I like it a lot. But as much as I enjoy our villain of the picture, writer-director Steven de Souza was clearly off his game when it came to his depiction of Ryu and Ken, who have been sidelined as a couple of low-level conmen working for the Nick Fury of Shadaloo's underworld, Sagat, played by Vietnam veteran Wes Studi, who I'll always remember as Magua from The Last of the Mohicans. Manly Man Byron Mann auditioned 6 times for the role of Ryu, while Damien Chapa initially turned down the role of Ken because he wanted more dramatic roles.
I don't understand.
His son's love of the game, however, convinced him to take the part. Ming-Na Wen, who played Chun-Li, told her ER co-star George Clooney she thought her career was over after seeing the film for the first time. He said, "Oh honey, it takes a lot to kill a career. I should know." And he hadn't even made Batman and Robin yet. But speaking of Chun-Li, turns out she's out for revenge. But unfortunately for her, this time Mulan doesn't have her lucky cricket with her, and she ends up as Bison's prisoner, along with all of her friends. Fortunately for her, Ken and Ryu have been working with Guile the whole time, and the clever Belgian used his little gray cells to get ahead of the game, so to speak, and he gave Bill and Ted here a tracking beacon so he could find Bison's home on the range. Meanwhile, Buffalo Bill here tries to put the moves on Chun-Li, and after she tells her story of why she wants revenge, Bison replies with the best line in the entire movie, which I will now let you enjoy.
I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday. I just love that line. I don't know why. You have to understand what you're in for with Street Fighter in order to properly enjoy it. Because if you're expecting gritty realism, you will be sadly disappointed. And nowhere is this better illustrated than when Bison uses the actual arcade controls for the Street Fighter game to destroy Guile's attack boat as he approaches with his troops to save the day. The entire finale feels like you're watching an episode of G.I. Joe in the best possible way, as Guile and his soldiers shoot it out with Bison's minions, leading to a mano-a-mano throwdown, where the battle begins with their lines from the actual game.
Are you men enough to fight with me?
Anyone who opposes me will be destroyed.
But despite Bison's threat, the Battle of Shadaloo ends up being this Napoleonic fiend's Battle of Waterloo, so to speak. Sadly, due to Raul Julia's declining health, the shooting schedule for the film was completely reversed, and as a result, none of the actors had the months they had planned to practice the action set pieces. Thai stuntmen regularly had to step in and teach the cast their choreography mere moments before filming the fights. Jean-Claude Van Damme even helped with some of the last-minute choreography himself. Even so, the finale of the film is pure popcorn fun, with Guile performing his signature flash kicks and Bison flying through the air like a madman. Because Red Bull gives you wings. The action in the film isn't gritty or hard-hitting, but it makes for an exciting, over-the-top, colorful adventure, where the good guys win and even strike their respective victory poses from the game. In the end, while it is far from perfect, it harkens back to a simpler time, when movies didn't have to take themselves so seriously. And though I must take it to task for the poor depiction of Ryu and Ken, it still carries the adventure and excitement of the game to the big screen. Call me punchy if you like, but I get a kick out of it, because when it comes to cheesy fun action movies, I'm always game. And with over 500,000 arcade cabinets and 44 million home console units sold, Street Fighter not only revolutionized gaming, spawning the fighting genre, which would later include flagship titles like Tekken and Mortal Kombat. With a gross of over $10 billion in revenue, Street Fighter is one of the highest grossing games of all time, just after Space Invaders and Pac-Man. So I think its legacy is more than safe. And as for the film, I would definitely drop a few quarters to replay it again. So for its colorful characters, fun light-hearted tone, exciting action set pieces, and Raul Julia's final performance as the over-the-top villain Bison, I give Street Fighter a solid 3 out of 5 Death Stars. The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am. This has been Vader Reviews. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, and follow me on Twitter @Vader Reviews. Join the Empire today. You do not yet realize your importance. Share these videos, and together we will rule the internet. And always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.